Okie dokie. Good morning or good afternoon, maybe afternoon already for you. So we're going to do makeup today. It's going to be a sort of natural looking makeup, and we're going to do brows last. And I'm going to do something with this crazy hair to keep it out of my face. And then we're going to get right into it. So when you pop on, say hi and introduce yourself. Say where you're watching from. I'm in North Alabama, and we are expecting a big old storm. So I'm just going to roll with it. And we're going to get right into it. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is skincare, just briefly, because as we get older, our skin changes. Everything about our skin changes somewhere between your 40s and your 50s. Everything just kind of goes berserk. And so to make anything look good, you're going to have a good skincare regime. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. It doesn't have to be anything difficult. Just a good, gentle face washing, and then either a cream or a serum or both in the morning and in the evening. Simple, easy peasy. So this morning, I'm reminded that I had a breakout the other day, and you can still see my giant mark here, but I've been using a vitamin C cream that Banish sent me, and I'm going to use that this morning as well. So this one is freshly made from Pasadena, California. It's called Banish, and the brand was started by a wonderful entrepreneur who grew up with acne. So I can relate to that, and I sort of wish that this would have been around when I was a teenager because I had terrible acne. So I've been using this for a couple of days, and I love vitamin C cream to begin with, and this one seems really nice. It soaks into the skin quickly, and they did send me two things, so just a little bit. It's not a thick cream, it's a thin cream. And later on, I will upload a link to everything. So when we're live, I'm never exactly sure what I'm going to do. I sort of have, a little bit of an idea, but I also like to sort of shoot from the cuff sometimes. So on this goes first. And we are literally not going to have one ray of sunshine today. So I have no intentions of walking outside. So I'm skipping all SPF at the moment, but that is not something that I generally do. Even if I'm running to the mailbox, I generally wear a hat. So don't come after me, okay? Don't come after me. So I did like that I just put it over my eyelids and everything right up under my eyes. It was not drying. And some vitamin C can be a little drying. So you definitely need to test anything new you're trying on your neck. Some of you may remember a few weeks back when I had tried an unnamed product. I will not say the name. Because I have liked some other things of theirs, and so to be fair, I thought, well, it's just not good practice to call people out on their stuff. It wasn't their fault. So anyway, always test on your neck, a little bit 24 hours before you want to wear it. But this is what I've been using at night. It's the Banish Serum, and this is a vitamin C serum. And what was different about this is that it has glycerin in it. And I'm not going to ramble on about this forever. They're not paying me for this or anything. I just thought, it was nice of them to send it for free. So here we are talking for a moment. But this was interesting because I had never tried a vitamin C serum that had anything in it that was really, really hydrating. And a lot of serums can be a little drying. So you always have to follow it up with, a nice moisturizer. But this one with the glycerin in it actually is very, very moisturizing. And so when I put it on at night before I go to bed, it actually, when I wake up in the morning, I'm nice and hydrated. So I liked that. All right, enough about Banish. We're done with you. We're banishing you now. I did want to say one more thing. They send these cute little notes with your products. So anyway, I'm done with that. Now let's get on to some foundation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my primer. And I sort of, like I said, I sort of had an idea of where I wanted to go with this today, but I didn't want to just have everything planned out perfectly, because part of the fun about this is that we get to sit here and experience each other in real time. So when you comment, you know, I get to experience that and you get to listen to me ramble on, and it's more fun this way. So sometimes the fun is seeing other people make mistakes, which undoubtedly you will see today. So I'm using my Camera Ready VFX Pro. It's a silver tube. It's a clear silicone primer. Now these are not for everybody, but they're really nice if you have dry skin. So you can almost always tell that it's a silicone primer if your primer is clear. So, hi. So, yeah, if it's clear, it's pretty much going to be a silicone. And silicone products are nice for holding in the moisture in your skin, but if you're really oily, you want to avoid them because it can lead to breakouts and things like that. And I don't usually take it over my eyes too much, although I just did, but I do like to take it over my eyebrow area. And this is really a strange feeling if you've never felt this before. Any of the silicone type primers, they feel like when you first put them on, they kind of feel a little yucky, and then it stops feeling yucky. It's kind of like, it feels like an oil slick for a minute. So really a small amount is all you need. I probably put too much on, but then I like to blend it down my neck and anywhere where I might have makeup that's going to go. And then my little trick for this area down here where it starts to look kind of funny and we get all those little wrinkles is when I'm going out and I am feeling self-conscious about that area, or it's really not holding moisture like I want it to, I'll just put a little bit right there because it does have a little tiny bit of a blurring agent in it. And so it just kind of looks a little nicer. All right, you can also use this on the back of your hands. So any of your primers that you can use on your face, use them on the back of your hands. If your hands aren't holding the moisture in there from your lotions or whatever you're using and your hands look kind of cracky and yucky, try it on the back of your hands. You don't need to thank me for it, but you will want to. I promise you. So I feel like I got a little bit much on. I'm just gonna dab it off. So the second key to, good makeup, I think when you get to be over 50 is actually over any age, listen up, is to not cake it on. So we want as little as possible on and just really in the areas that we need it, right? So I'm going to use my Camera Ready foundation. It's just my favorite go-to regular sort of foundation. Now I've just pumped out way too much. This one is VFX Pro Camera Ready. I like the way it makes me look in photos. So, because there's nothing worse than getting online and doing what you believe and what looks like to the naked eye as being really pretty makeup. And then when you see the video, when I see the video 30 minutes later or an hour later, I'm like, oh my gosh, pretty much all I did was accentuate every wrinkle on my face, which is not what I want to do. So let me go in here and get ready. Just make sure I don't have anything extra. So with a Camera Ready primer, that actually makes me feel a little bit more confident. So now I've got my finger on here trying to figure out. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Cupcake Land. Hello from Florida. One coffee for me and one coffee for you. Thank you. I need coffee. I need coffee. So, yes. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate you being here. And I am curious if you got a notification when I went live or if you just kind of happened to find me. So if you have a moment and you feel like typing that in, that'd be great. All right. So I'm on to trying to find my sponge, which is definitely already wet. And then one thing that I do is I have gotten in the habit of always spraying. I take my damp sponge and then I spray it with my setting spray. And then from there, I'm going to get just a little bit I put too much on there, but just a little bit of that foundation. There we go. And you got a notification. Thank you. Thanks for telling me. And then I'm going to start in the center of my face. The center of my face is where it's going to be the most discolored. And so I'm going to begin there. And I'm going to have to figure out how to see without glasses. That sounds like a trick, doesn't it? Hi from British Columbia, Canada. You got a live notification too. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So then I just start patting this in. And I'm working quickly. I don't know. Maybe I already had too much coffee. I don't know. Working quickly. And I generally will avoid under my eyes. That's like my last area to work on. And the most work that I have to do is going to be around my lips and around my nose, because that's where things don't want to stay on very well. And if I need to, I can always give a little bit more spray. And go ahead and put all your questions, comments in, and then here in a minute, I'll go ahead and go through. You know, I pride myself on trying to answer everything, so I will not forget you. We are here together. And then I'm just going to blend that down my neck a little bit. So it's really just the tiniest little bit centered around my nose where I have the most problem with coverage, and where I think a lot of people do. And there I'm looking in my 10x mirror and I can see where I totally missed some. So it's always good to have that. I've got it over here to the side. It's just, I don't want to shine it in your eyes, but it's just, you know, a small, probably 5.5, 7-inch to 7-inch mirror. So once that's blended, we're good. We're good. And I'm not going to worry too much about that pimple. It is still visible, and I'm just not worried about it. It's kind of like gray hair for me. Like, I don't worry about my gray hair. In fact, I'm actually growing out some roots so I can show you a new product that is coming in the mail, which I absolutely love. And it is specifically for redheads and blondes. So I'm frozen. Okay, you got it. Hi from Delaware. Oh, I'm so glad you caught me live too. That's awesome. You didn't get a notification. Okay. So you're headed into surgery. Well, good luck with that. Whatever's going on. I hope everything's okay. I'm frozen. I hope I'm not frozen anymore. And yeah, good luck. Everybody's saying good luck, Shannon. So glad you're here. Yes. So whenever you have to pop out, you know, I understand. Praying for you. Hope everything is okay, girl. And I just wanted to say I'm loving the community on this channel. So I'm totally loving the community. I'm loving that you guys are so vocal. That's so sweet. I'm taking it. I'm Cupcake. I'm going to be Cupcake in that comment, okay? If it's for somebody else, that's okay. I'm accepting it for them. But it is so much fun to have the kind of community that is really surrounding this channel. It's so much fun, so much more fun for me. I feel like I'm making friends here instead of just getting online and going blah, 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 makeup. So yes. So you guys can converse back and forth. Yeah, if you guys want to say a quick prayer for Shannon, that's awesome. Send her good vibes, whatever you want to send, as long as it's nice and polite. All right, so now that that's done, that should keep all of that foundation from really creasing up. So I'm going to do something that I normally don't do, and that is I'm going to apply lipstick without any sort of lip liner. The reason I'm going to do this is because this lipstick and several like it, you don't really need one. So if you don't need it, don't complicate it. This one is, I'm actually going to use the Maybelline. It's super, super simple. This is a nice nude color. It's the Maybelline Sensational Liquid Matte in Pink Nude. So definitely an everyday color for me. And it's just so easy. And I do slightly overline with it. There's the cat hair. Kitty cat always gets her 2 cents in here. I am not a cat person, but I'm learning to be. And I'm learning to be because of my mother, who rescued a bunch of baby kittens last year. I have been a dog person my whole life, and I just never, we just never owned a cat. I don't think you really own cats. They might own you. But after she adopted those little babies, and bottle fed them and the whole bit, it's like, how could you not love little kitties? So if you're not a cat person, they do grow on you for all you dog people. So that's it. I think I got that on pretty evenly. That might be a little bit off. But I love this because when it dries, you don't need a lip liner. It's just simple, easy peasy. And it's not super thick and gunky. So I hate gunky ones. I can't stand the gunky ones. And I might let this dry and then just stick a little bit of my e.l.f. lip plumping gloss on it. These were like, I don't know, $6 or something. And they don't do a super plumping job, but they are nice to just grab and stick in your purse. So cat hair, you can relate. Yeah. Scooping the cat box now. Okay. Okay, you can't cat, you're allergic. Hi in the UK. Oh yes, love my pups too. We have 2 beautiful dogs, and the cat, is still the boss. But she's cool about them. She's so cool about the dogs. And you got the Maybelline BB foundation yesterday. So excited since primer isn't needed with that. Yeah, that's actually a really, really cool one. And this is that one there. Now mine's got some kind of weird sticker look, but those, I think they're like $8, and you can go to the dollar store and get them, or Walmart or wherever. And just for an everyday quick throw on, because it's got everything in it. It's got SPF, it's got the primer in it, and it's a light sheer. So it's really, really, really amazing. The only thing that I maybe don't like about it is I don't like it right around my wrinkles if I'm taking a lot of pictures. But, if you take a lot of selfies, just avoid, not that you have these wrinkles, but just avoid those wrinkles if you do. So, and I love, love, love my lip plumpers. So I'm going to use this one just a little bit. Right in the middle. I usually just put it in the middle and let it work itself out to the sides, because it will. And that way I get the benefit of the moisture, extra moisture. I don't want to overdo it, but and again, if you get too much, just dab carefully. Usually if you just go head on, it'll take some of that off. So there, I'm pretty happy with that. We're going to do some quick cheeks. And I'm just going to use, actually, I'm going to use this one I got from the dollar store. Actually, this is in LA Colors. So easy. Swipe it on. I like to put it a little bit there. So this is like, I love these kind of sticks because they're just super fast. Super fast and easy. I'm just going to take a foundation brush. Well, this says it's a contour. Anyway, use what you like. Okay, your brushes, I love it when they say what they are, but use what you like. So, if I'm going to add a color on my cheeks, I like to put it somewhere else on my face as well. So it can go up here or on the tip of my nose, my chin, somewhere, you know, just a little bit of color somewhere else. And that way, when your colors are all done, they look like they go together. Whereas if you maybe just put it here and it doesn't go anywhere else, then it might look a little out of place. So if you feel like your makeup looks a little out of place, give that a try. And I'm just going to blend that right in. So yeah, you can see all my gray hair. I'm actually going to get some highlights next week, but like I said, I'm not really bothered by my gray hair. I only ever colored my hair because I got tired of the color and wanted to try something new. And I didn't start coloring my hair until I was probably 50, maybe 50. So I'm just going to use a little bronzing powder, always with bronzers or anything that's got shimmer in it. Kind of work it off on your wrist, see how it's going to react first, and then just take the smallest amount of whatever's left and apply it to your face. So it's going to add a little bit of color, a little bit of orangey color over my pink. I'm somewhere between a cool and a neutral, so I can pull off a lot of things depending on what color my hair is or if I have a wig on. So did everybody know what they were before I posted that video the other day? Did you already know if you were cool or warm or neutral? I remember in the old days when we did makeup, you know, everything was about whether you were cool or warm. So you had to know. And then it was like in my 30s, I sort of forgot all these little nuggets. And then when I started to get back into makeup in my 40s, I actually had to sort of relearn or remember things. So I'm a little bit red down here today. I'm not sure if I put something on that did that or not, but I'm just going softly under there. And then if you have photos coming up and you have a little double chin, you can always take your brush and just go straight back under your chin. Straight back under your chin. And then swipe it up to the side. You don't want to blend this all the way down. You just kind of want to keep it in one area. And it'll kind of give you the effect of a shadow so that when you take your photos, you look like it's just all sucked up there. Okay. And I'm going to hit that jowl just softly. And if this gets too fakey looking, and you'll know after you do this, you know, a couple of times, whether it's going to look fakey looking. I'm just going to take that same brush and I'm going, that's not a brush. I'm going to take that same sponge and it's still got a little bit of my foundation on it. And I'll just go ahead and blend it over top and it will just soften everything. And I feel like I have so many chins today. Like, I'm not sure. Do you ever have that? Just like some part of your face is just not right one day. And I'm just looking at myself and I'm thinking, whoa, a lot of chins today. All right, there we go. There we go. Pretty natural looking so far. And I'm going to grab my Revlon eye primer. Now, I use a couple of different eye primers, but honestly, this one is $4 and it works just as well as everything else. So I opt for $4. So just a little bit, just a little tiny bit, and then it goes all over the eyelid. And if you're not familiar with using these, they're just going to keep your eye makeup on longer. They're going to keep everything from creasing up, and it's going to make your colors a little bit more brilliant too, depending on the type that you have. You want to let that dry. It usually takes a minute, and then you're ready for eyeshadow. All right, now I'm going to see what the comments were because I missed a couple. Okay, your bulldog look. Oh, goodness. Okay, so I have jowls too. Yes. You know what? I earned my jowls. I'm like, you know, they're not my favorite thing, but it's okay. earned them. They're mine. I mean, at some point, you know, you kind of have to go, all right, I love myself and I love some things about my face and my body. And the other things, you know, I'm not particularly happy with, but I'm going to deal with them because it's better than the alternative, which is death. So I'll take jowls over death any day. Any day. And I think what I'm going to do, you can tell me if you have a preference too. I was going to do, my glasses are so dirty. I was going to do the eyebrow method with my tape. So if you have not seen the tape method and you want to see that, let me know. Or if you'd rather see the brow stamp, I will show you the brow stamp method. So it really depends on your preference. So I'll give you a chance to answer there, and I'm going to go ahead and go back into my palette if I can find it for some quick eyeshadow. Quickie eyeshadow, and I'm saving those eyebrows for last. I am going to use a little bit of powder on my nose because I feel like it's just not very soft. And I have this new powder that I like. And it is the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Instant Wrinkle and Blurring Pressed Powder. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that. Not on that brush though. Tiny bit of that. Just a tiny. Just little tiny. Okay. And just apply it to my nose. So I just am not feeling it there. And this seems to be, now I'm not a huge powder person, never was, but this seems to be really nice in my T-zone. It does have a little bit of blurring, so one likes that. All right, so that's that. That's a pretty cool thing. I love blurring products. They are amazing. So I'm here for the blurring products, for real. And it looks like that storm is just going slowly. Not really encroaching on our time yet, so that's good. And I'm just using my palette here. This one is True Nude by Eleman Beauty, and I got it in my Ipsy bag. So we're just gonna do the light color. It's just gonna go all over. And I like to do this especially when I'm in a hurry. But really, anytime, you know, blending might be a problem. And of course, when I'm live, blending is going to be a problem. Everything's going to be a problem when I'm live. So I just like to take that over to make my color smoother when I start. Go ahead and take it all the way up into my eyebrow. Well, the channel is growing like crazy, so thank you for following and hanging out and being here. I'm having a great time over here on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and, I think I'm just going to grab this one here. It's kind of like a peachy orange. Like a peachy orange. And then that is just going to go in my, where my crease would be. I'm just going to really kind of make a crease for myself. And you may have seen the video where I use the triangular method for my hooded eye, where it's just where you kind of add your makeup in the triangle from here to here and here to here. And then when you open your eye, you have a more lifted look. So you can do it that way, or if your eye is shaped like mine, then just go for a cone shape. And it doesn't matter a lot on me what I do as far as on my movable lid, because when I relax my eyes, you're not going to be able to see it anyway. So, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's how it is. I'm definitely not complaining. You know, I do a lot of hooded eye videos. But the truth is, I mean, I'm happy about my eyes. I may not be so happy that they are getting more droopy, but I mean, I've always had hooded eyes. So this is what God gave me. This is what I've got. I remember when I was young, there was a girl that went to my high school, and she had really very hooded eyes compared to me. And so, okay, tape. All right, so we'll go for the tape method. Awesome. Thanks, ladies. So, and I just, I always thought, wow, I wanted my eyes to be super, super hooded like hers. Well, ladies, be careful what you wish for. uh, okay, so now that I kind of have the color where I want, I'm just going to find a bigger, softer blender. And so the difference between, maybe the one that I would apply some with and the one that I would do more blending with is just that difference there. And then let me see if I can find the other one. I actually have a smaller one that does better for small areas. But, of course, in my mess, I cannot find it. So we're just going to work with these two. So this is a bigger, rounder blender. So those ones that are round or tubular, those are going to be your blender brushes for the most part. And I'm just going to use the windshield wiper strokes. And there's nothing to say that you can't blend in other ways. If you want to go in little circles, go in little circles. But whichever one you do, just make sure that you blend. Blend, blend, blend. And I like to take it right here and swoop it up just a little bit so that it gives me the illusion of having a little lifted look. And if you're going to try to swoop it up there, I definitely recommend trying it with a lighter color like I'm doing here. And then you really want your lines to remain parallel. So what I mean by that is you want your blush and your line up here to remain parallel. So if you have this one going this way and this one going this way, it's going to be really confusing to the eye. So you want the eye to be able to naturally, just easily follow those lines. And if they're parallel, the eye can do that. So for you artists, you know all about that. So, all right. And I'm not going to do a whole lot more. I'm just going to tap a little bit of color in there. I'm going to go a little bit darker, but only strategically. So now this is my biggest thing for hooded eyes is when you are doing color, you want it to show up. So with your eye completely open, if you'll put your brush right above where your eye is completely open, right? And then just sort of tap some color in right there so that when you open your eye, it's visible. And then just blend that out and you will have a much different look than just the one color because it gives you kind of a faux crease. And if you do it with your eye open, of course you don't want to get makeup in your eye, but if you do it with your eye open, you're sure that you're getting it where it's going to be visible. And I wish I had my smaller brush, but I'm going to make this work. Gonna make it work. This windshield wiper, stroke it in. Is anybody getting dressed up for Halloween besides me? We live in the country, so we literally get no trick-or-treaters. No trick-or-treaters at all. So what we've been doing since my mom moved into a neighborhood, we have been going to her house and enjoying the trick-or-treaters and passing out candy. So we've gotten really into putting on costumes so that we can really kind of have fun with the neighborhood. And there's a lot of young children in her neighborhood, so it's definitely a lot of fun. Now, again, this is not looking super blended, so I'm going to take that beauty blender that still has a tiny bit of makeup on it, and it also has that setting spray on it, and I'm just going to blend that a little bit better. Sometimes, no matter what you do, it just isn't right. So a little extra blending with your beauty blender, and yes, you can use it on your eyeshadow, is helpful. And that's something that I like to do out here in this section, because if you get your, well, maybe not you, but if I get my eyeshadow down too far, it's going to drag my eye down. So if you just take the smaller end and overlap, it'll just soften it up. And this is a little bit more of a softer look than I wanted, but we're going to go with that for now. And I'm going to add a tiny, tiny bit of this sparkle right there. Just going to put it on my finger, and then I'm just going to tap it right there. Just a teeny bit, teeny tiny bit. Of course, you don't have to do it with your gigantic finger like me. Could use a proper brush, but I don't want to do that today. I get tired of using the proper brush sometimes. Just want to use my fingers. Fingers work. Fingers work. Okay, that's it. Then I'm going to grab my julep. This is the black. Okay. I'm going to grab my julep and a tiny little brush. And I'm going to use it for, I'm just going to use this one. I can't find one, but that'll work. So these are waterproof and smudge proof and all this stuff. I'm just going to add a little bit right there for an eyeliner. Now, these are creamy and self-setting, so once it's on there, it's going to stay. And you can work it into all the little lines. And then sort of smudge it a little bit. Smudge it out a little bit. Just going to use a little bit of a bigger brush. Give it a smudge. That's it. Super easy peasy. Same over here. So you see where I went above? I went all the way above. And then I just kind of bring it down a little lower. It's like a little slice of skinny pizza in there. And then a little blend inward. I always blend it inward for my eye shape because I don't want to drag it out there. All right, and then we're done with that. I may take a little tiny bit of that under whatever's left on the brush, just right there and right there. Let's see how that's looking. Just, you know, a very, very basic look. Very basic, simple, and then I'm just going to give that a little smudge. Okay. And then we're going on to curling some eyelashes. Told you I was saving those eyebrows for last. So Shannon, if you have to go, I understand. I totally understand. Here's my eyelash curler. Right there in front of my face. Okay. Give a quick curl. And if I didn't already say so, Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thanks for commenting on them. I am gumming up here. That's not good. That's got to be the lip gloss. I don't want to gum up. It's nasty. That's definitely the lip gloss on top of that Maybelline Lippy, because it doesn't do that. But so you might want to avoid the lip gloss on there. Learn from my mistakes. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I'm just going to apply a little bit of this new mascara I've been using that I'm in love with. It's the Blink, and they're really, really full if you've gotten one. They're really, really full. So what I like to do is take almost everything off. Almost everything off, and then I can go, to my eye with it. And it only takes one coat for me. I don't like big, thick eyelashes. I just want them to be a little longer and more full, but without a bunch of clumping. So still quite a bit on this. I'm going to try to make it work. You don't really have to do anything special with this. Just, you can see like right away, I've got lashes where I didn't a minute ago. Which is one of the reasons that I love it. And I've actually requested them to send me another one of these, a different type that's more for lengthening. So I'm really excited to get that one. I'm like, if this one is the volumizing and the other one's the lengthening, I can't even imagine how cool that's going to be. So I'm anxious to try it. Okay, so there we go. There's one. I'm just going to go straight to my other eye because I probably still have enough on here, even though I cleaned almost everything off. And I've gotten to the point where I love false lashes. I am going to get just a tiny bit more on there just to even things up. I love false lashes, but honestly, if I could have nice long eyelashes, there would be no point in me using false lashes again. I hate to say that, but because I have learned to love my false lashes. But they can be heavy, really, really heavy. And I do a lot of computer work. I'm always on my phone for work. And so those false lashes can get really, really heavy sometimes. It just makes your eyes more tired. And of course, this looks totally different from one side to the other because that's how my lashes are. It's like two different people. Two different sides of my family represented in one face. Do you ever feel like that? Like your face is just crooked and, maybe one part of it looks like one part of your family and the other part looks like the other? Well, that's me. And by the way, I was thinking about this earlier. Sometimes, we don't really have a chance to tell people from our past. Like I woke up this morning, I had this terrible nightmare. And sometimes we don't have a chance to tell people from our past, either we're sorry for something we screwed up for them or sort of nanny boo-boo, I made it even though you were such a turd to me. So I just thought for all of us, we could just say this together. And that's, you know what? If I wronged you in the past, I'm sorry. And if you wronged me in the past, I'm okay. But yeah, I just had this nightmare about this old boyfriend. And I thought, why am I thinking about you? I don't want to be thinking about you. That was terrible. Anyway. All right, that was random. That was totally random. Let me read some comments here. Okay, best hydrating lipstick. The one that I showed the other day was great. Let me see if I can find that one. It was by Lucky Chick. Did you see the video by Lucky Chick? The one by Lucky Chick. Watch that video. It's a short. That is an amazing hydrating lipstick, and there's a 20% off. It's either 15 or 20% off code in that video as well. So Sheila says, good morning from Southeast Alabama, Ashford, Alabama. Hi, roll tide. Um, I'm not from Alabama, but I live in Alabama, and so I try to tell people I'm from here now, but they don't believe me. Let's see. So you're half Irish, half Native Indian. Okay, yeah. So you got one side of your face like that too. Like you're like, okay, here's the one side of my family, here's the other. So, okay. And Emma says, yeah, at your age, everything's crooked. Me too. It's crooked. Okay, we got somebody from Camp Lejeune. Man, I haven't been around there for a long time. I used to date a guy a long, long time ago in a whole nother lifetime from there. Okay, good morning from Chile, Arizona on the Mexico border. Wow, that sounds really nice to be chilly. It's still so warm here. I thought I was gonna have to turn on my air conditioning this morning. So, okay, let's see. You got a chance on a few to say, please forgive me, but others they won't. So I just have to move forward. Exactly. Exactly. You just have to move forward. But, I feel like we get to a point where it's like, wow, we have that one or two people, in our past. Like I said, either that we want to like strangle or we or forgive or something, And I think I guess it's just the process of getting older that, we want to do that. All right, let's do somebody wanted to know, let's see. Under eye products. Okay. Oh, it's cold in Northern California too. Wow. What a great thing to watch you as I'm waiting for surgery. Oh, wow. And a new knee. Gloria. Wow. Good luck. That's going to be awesome. So great, great, great. So prayers and love to you as well. So we got a couple people doing surgery today. So I hope that goes really well for you. You're going to have to let me know later on today how it went. Let us know how it went. We'll be following in the comments. All right, so now I'm going to do my crazy tape brows. Now, I had to get a new tape because I can't find that gentle paper tape anymore. So the gentle paper tape is really nice because it doesn't stick to your face hard. Well, this one's not bad either, but I found it on Amazon. I like the bling. That's the best part. And I'm just going to try. Ooh, this stuff is tough. Don't buy this. Don't buy this, okay? It's better to just go to CVS and actually get that gentle paper tape. It's so much easier if you want to try it like this. And then I'm going to close my mouth and put this on. Just going to go right above where the little hairs in my eyebrow are. The only thing I can say for this is it's pretty bling, and it's a nice big roll. And I'm gonna go right there, but I don't want that to get in my hair. What to do? I'll stick it down there. Okay, now if you don't know where your brow where the parameters are, here's an easy way to figure it out. So you go straight up the side of your nose and make a little mark. So straight up, make a little mark. Then we're going to go from this part of the nose through the iris, make a little mark there. So that's actually a big mark, but when you're looking straight ahead in the mirror, that's where you want to have that mark. And then really, as we get a little older, the guideline is for you to go from either here out to the side of your eye or from here to the corner of your eye. But sometimes that can even be a little bit low. So just go as far as you want. But these up here will help you figure out, where it's supposed to start and where your arch should be. So, and of course, if your nose is crooked like mine, your marks are going to be off a little bit. So you have to take that into consideration as well. So I'm trying to make sure I get these in the right spot. Okay, so now it looks like I have little devil horns. All right, which I probably do, but that's okay. All right, now that that's on there, I'm going to try and get the tape to go the same way. So it's helpful to know where to put your little marks if you're using any kind of penciling in method. So even the tape method, you can sort of position your tape to where, you know, now that I know that that's where my arch is supposed to be on both of them, then I can make sure that they're the same. And no matter what tape you use, you just want to make sure it's not going to rip your skin off when you take it off. So, and this is definitely a lot slower than using the brow stamp, but if it helps you figure out where to put your eyebrows, you know, who cares? And of course, you don't have to go as slow as me. I'm just going slow because I'm talking. Anytime I run my mouth, you know, it's going to be a little, well, a lot slower. So, all right, and then I'm going to grab my brow powder, my favorite brow powder, which I had sitting here, so it would be easy to find. Now I've covered it up. So my favorite brow powder is the one by Ellisi. And the reason that it's my favorite one is that it is actually a waterproof brow powder. So when I'm hopping in the pool in the summertime, as long as I'm not rubbing my face all over, then, you know, it's going to do great for me. So let me check out. Here's what we got here. Yep, definitely. Good vibes to everybody. Oh, wow. We got hip replacements next week. Wow. So prayers and good vibes for everybody doing surgery today and next week, and anybody who's sick, you know, because Lord knows everybody's getting sick too. It seems like everybody in my house has had something except for me, and I'm like, keep away. Yes, you're definitely with your people, Gloria. All right, so an elf quit making their eye tapes. Oh, Shannon, I didn't know that. Yeah, so anyway, we'll deal with their changes. Oh, I finally found the little brush that I wanted. There's the little one I wanted. So I'm going to use that actually for my eye powder. This one is in the stone gray, and most of the stuff that I've talked about today is on my Amazon store, and it's just amazon.com/shop/Camille Cower. So that's how you can get to that, and I have some videos on there as well. So then I just want to make sure that these are down, and this is not like your average brow powder. Most brow powder, let me show you, most brow powder, for those of you who may not have one, is really dark. Like if you did this in a normal one, you would have product everywhere. And these are super light. See how light that is? And I've swirled it and twirled it and everything else. And it's just nice and light. So that's how I get that natural look with on my brows sometimes. I'm going to get rid of that little mark because that's actually going to be too dark. Now that I know where they begin and end, I'm just going to swoop this over. I used to do my eyebrows like this every day until I got spoiled with the eyebrow stamps. And I love the eyebrow stamps, but in a lot of ways, I actually like the way this looks better. It's just a little bit more time consuming. But if you can't hold those dang things in your hand, you know, that's a problem. So now you can see where I actually have, you know, my brows are sparse, but they're not completely gone. And one of the reasons that they are not completely gone is because I never pluck them. In fact, if I'm going to do anything to trim them up, I'm going to just shave parts of them because that's going to grow back really fast. So I'm going to concentrate most of the darkness right up here where the arch is, and then I'm going to have it be a little bit lighter here. And then I'm going to go back in, load up the other one. And my eyebrows, of course, like everything else on my face, are crooked. You know, neither one of them are the same. So that, I think, is the hardest thing for some people, including myself, is just getting the brows to seem like they belong to the same face. And I used to just pencil them all the time, but pencil just wasn't cutting it. I need more than just pencil. I need a softer look, and I could not achieve it just with pencil very well. It took a lot longer. And by using a bigger brush, instead of those little tiny ones that come in the eyebrow kits, you'll actually, you know, you're diffusing that color, so it makes it a little softer. And I'm going to go the extra mile on these today, and I'm going to use a brow mascara on top. And the brow mascara is just going to pull out some of those hairs and highlight them and make them actually look like I have a more full brow. So, but if you use a brow mascara, make sure you clean off almost everything, because if you don't, you're going to go straight to your face with a big blob. And then I'm just going to leave the tape on because why not? It's there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and try to go for as much of a Brooke Shields look as I can. Get this pretty big Brooke Shield lashes. Lashes. These are not my lashes. Lord have mercy. I can't even figure out. My eyebrows are my eyebrows now. So this is my I forgive everybody, and I'm going to call this my I forgive everybody and they should forgive me video. That sounds good, doesn't it? You never know. We could watch it after I'm dead and think, well, I was wondering if she forgave me. And here's my blanket forgiveness. It doesn't mean I'm not angry occasionally. I think I can still be a little angry. Well, I don't know. That doesn't sound like forgiveness, does it? All right, here we go. Nothing like working out your personal issues in front of all your new friends on YouTube. All right, so there we go. Nice and hairy looking. And then what I'm going to do, where I've got those real blank areas, like right here, is I'm going to do a couple of little strokes with this NYX Lift and Snatch pen. Okay. Just sort of make it look like there's a couple of hairs there. Got a couple of hairs there. And we can do them in different directions so that they look more realistic. And then I'm just going to take what I believe is a clean brush and just kind of mute it a little bit. Just mute it a little bit. Because the last thing I want to do is go somewhere and think, oh my gosh, people are staring at my eyebrows because they look so fakey. I don't want to look super, super fakey. All right, I'm just going to do the big reveal here. And then all we have to do is tweak it a little bit. So where I have those real pointy areas, I'm going to obviously tone that down just a little bit with some concealer, and I'm going to clean up under with concealer. And then that is basically all you do. And like I said, it's a lot faster when you're not talking and doing other things. When you're in the comfort of your own home in your own company. So I'm just grabbing a concealer brush and putting a little bit of concealer on it. And then I'm going to go under. And I'm going to shape out the bottom of it. And if it's not enough definition, I'm going to take a lighter color concealer and clean it up. And I encourage you to do exactly what you're doing naturally. Make friends in the comments. I think YouTube is a really great place for relationships. For friendships, I think it's a terrific place. And I had no idea. I just had no idea how much fun it was going to be over here. I really didn't. I've been through, well, trying, to do things on Facebook. And honestly, I was so disappointed by Facebook because I thought Facebook was going to be like this great community for, making friends. And I think Facebook is for me, it's like one of the worst places. Like even the people I'm friends with, like they don't see my posts. I don't see their posts. I feel very disconnected on Facebook. Whereas over here, it's like, wow, I wouldn't have expected that. I wouldn't have expected this on this platform. I would have thought just the opposite. Like, okay, you just make videos and put them out there and that's it, And so I'm pleasantly surprised. These are really nice. It doesn't have to be this one here, but it's really nice to have a concealer brush like this because they have a very sharp point. So it's easier to go in and do those little intricate things. Whereas you wouldn't want to take your whole concealer applicator and, try to do this because you'd probably end up with a mess. Maybe you're better than me at it. Maybe you wouldn't end up with a mess. I would end up with a mess. I have a funny feeling there's several of you who are way, way better than me. You're just here for fun. And I like to sharpen up my tail just a little bit here. Just a witty bit. And if I go overboard, I just remove it with my Q-tip. And really, I'm just going to trim off that little part where it's a little too pointy. But other than that, I like a big arched brow sometimes. And I'm a little bit crooked now that I'm looking at this from a distance. So not to worry. If you're crooked, don't worry. You can just use your concealer. Let's see if that's going to do it. That's looking a lot better. So this is always, the up close makeup that you're doing and then the far away makeup. And it didn't used to be like that for me. But now that I can't see, it's definitely like that. So I would like these to be a little bit more twins. But I think when I was putting on that tape, I didn't get it straight. I didn't get it straight. If you get your tape straight, you don't have to do all this. It's much, much easier. All right, so I'm not going to mess with that, but there's some brows. Okay, some wowsy brows. And I feel like if I'm not going to have much of anything else, I need to have brows and I need to have lips. So, all right. So what I learned from this is that you are amazing and you're lovely, fun to be with, and you're willing to let me come on here and make mistakes live in front of you and with you. And I just love that. So let me check over these. Yeah, you have around 50 Facebook friends and you're okay with that. I have like 2,000 Facebook friends and like we never talk to each other. So I don't know what's up with that. So yeah, I have a couple, and Deanna says she has a couple of friends from high school on Facebook, and I'm connected with a lot of them and family. Yeah, if drama, I unfriend them. Honestly, yes. Yes, I am so over people's drama. Like, if there's going to be any drama, I just want it to be mine, in my closet with myself. So I'm not into drama. I'm into, just in, just, being real, just being real and not real dramatic. So thank you, Monique, for saying that. I really appreciate you. So I appreciate you so much for hanging out with me today, and hopefully I got those eyebrows straight. Now I got to do something with this hair, and we have so many exciting things coming up soon. Of course, we're going to do a 100K giveaway, but that's a little ways away. I think we're at 47,000 followers now in just about 4.5 months. So make friends, because it's going to be more friends. And as always, thanks for following. Turn on your notifications. Make sure that they're on, in that way when I post that I'm going to go live, you'll know. It'll let you know. Okay, make sure your notifications are on. You just click that little dinger bell somewhere. Anyway, thanks so much for hanging out. I love you. Mwah. Good luck, everybody who's having surgery this week and next week, and I'll say prayers for everyone. All right, bye bye.